Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. All right, find yourself a sturdy and comfortable seated position. Eyes either closed or open. And if your eyes are open, gently direct your gaze softly yet clearly downwards. And simply begin to become aware of this moment. Right here. Noticing body sensations, sounds, smell of the air in the room. Just this. Don't worry about the to-do list. Don't worry about trying to achieve or learn. Just noticing this moment for no reason at all. Now you may notice that you are breathing. It happens by itself. And there are sensations that go along with each inhalation and exhalation. When the breath comes in, simply know that the breath is coming in. And as the breath leaves, know that it is leaving. In other words, become aware of the breath. and just watch it like you would watch clouds pass on by, coming and going. Now, I might be catching you thinking right now, and no longer with the breath. And don't worry, this is absolutely normal. Don't expect to pay attention to the breath solely and not get distracted. And the worst thing you can do is to get frustrated that you keep getting lost in thought. It's normal and it's okay. Only when you notice that this has happened, that you got lost again, thinking about the future or the past or your problems, just notice it and come back to the breath. No force, nothing special. Come back, effortlessly return to the breath. We're not focusing or concentrating on the breath. We are simply aware of the breath, watching it in and out. And it's important to remember that we're not waiting for thoughts to be quiet. We're not trying to silence the mind. Truthfully, thinking never stops, if you haven't noticed. But we notice the breath as thoughts come and go. The worries about dinner, the problems at work, these will keep coming and going. But you don't have to give them the gift of attention. Let that remain with the breath. Simple, clear, in and out. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to breathing. In and out. What sees the breath? What are thoughts talking to? What sits here? What am I? When I did my first week retreat, they call it an intensive retreat in Zen with my teacher, he kind of gave a little talk at the beginning that night before the retreat started. And he said something that struck me and made a lot of sense ever since, which is the retreat isn't easy and it isn't hard. That's it. It isn't easy, isn't hard. And he would always say that about other things. Not good, not bad. Now, when we say those kind of things, we mean it's more or less this, more or less that. We kind of like have this ambiguous, non a lack of decision about what something is, and that's really what that comes from. But for the practice, especially before this retreat, there's a really important thing to say, because the intensive retreats, particularly in the Zen tradition, are pretty rough from thinking's point of view, from our everyday life. Complete silence. No, there's no reading, there's no talking, there's no listening to podcasts. I mean, there's a zero screens, zero contact, zero words, and doing that for a week. Waking up at 4:30 in the morning, um, practicing while just looking at the floor for anywhere from 6 to 12 hours a day. A very rigorous schedule that is all oriented through this muktak, this sound that tells you when things are happening, like lunch and stuff. But all of it's done in silence, and that can be, of course, from our perspective, crazy hard. And before the retreat, everyone's kind of like, "Oh man, here we go." Even my teacher would say he gets a little nervous before each retreat, because there is this kind of, you know, it's crazy, that's rough, but not easy, not hard. And it's such a lesson. And what I learned on that retreat was that the beginning was hard because I was thinking, when is this going to be over? I don't have it. My back really hurts. I'm just so hungry and I can't go eat right now. What am I going to? I just want to watch Netflix. All I want to do is talk to my girlfriend. All I want to do is it's just this constant voice going on, wanting, 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 wanting. And that's what the retreat is. It's this kind of white background so you can see things clearly. But when that voice of desire was let go of, then, oh, it's not hard. It's just sitting. It's just this. And you don't think that. It's just a opening up. And so when a lot of people begin this practice, they kind of leave the project quickly, because when they sit and they're told, okay, notice the breath, they do it for maybe a couple breaths, and then they start thinking about something. And then they get irritated that they're sitting here. And then it's like, well, this is dumb. Nothing's happening. And it's just this thinking thing. And then they leave it. They're like, meditation's not for me. I can't clear my mind. My mind doesn't shut up. I can't practice. I can't meditate. I hear that a lot. And it's because there's this judgment that's going on. There's a attachment to the thoughts that's happening that says, I can't do this. This isn't for me. When really real practice doesn't have results, doesn't have those things. It's a coming back to what you already are, not a gaining of something new. So to think of practice as, how good am I at leaving thinking alone? Like when you sit and it's like, I can't do this. That anger, that's thinking, it's just another thought arising in experience. And so the bottom line is this: whatever you do in life, and practice shows us this, it's much more difficult simply by thinking about it. Thinking about it is hard. Whatever it is, doing it is simple. It's clear. It's just this moment. One thing at a time. Whatever the project is, you're only here. So thinking about it and the mountain of work you have to do later, the mountain of dishes you have to get done, whatever it is, it's just this moment. What can this right here be taken care of? What can be taken care of right here? Thinking about it is hard. Doing it is easy. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for your attention. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.